Alrighty folks, welcome back to another beautiful day down here in Cancun. Today we find ourselves at the large and impressive Hyatt Vivid Grand Island. Unfortunately, they don't really have a sign on this side, so we don't really have much of a starting point, but let's go have a look around. It's quite the structure. This is the lineup for the trip, or the bus to the beach club. It takes roughly 20 people at a time, so sometimes there is a longer lineup. My recommendation is to get up early. So it's a pretty impressive entry. It's kind of like your main highway. Now this is your standard check-in for those without the upgraded Vantage Club. Kind of boho-y chic. So that's your standard check-in. Around the corner is the Vantage Club check-in, which is kind of unique. It's got a bit of a buffet for those with the Vantage Club upgrade, along with a bar. So you come in here, get a refreshment, maybe grab a bite, and wait to get checked in. They're very helpful. It's all top shelf liquor as well, which is great, and it's key card entry, which is great because it's a little more controlled that way. This is where you can book your excursions, maybe play a little ping pong. Your tastings and your experiences, you can all be booked there. This is the lobby, I guess they call it the lobby lounge. Where you have a little coffee. You're gonna get your coffee. I believe it's 24 hours a day, along with sandwiches. Sandwiches are quite good. We had the little grilled cheese. And it kind of doubles as a sports bar to an extent. We're here during the World Series, so rather than showing your Toronto Blue Jays up on the big screen, we did have to persuade them, so to speak, to play it with audio. But at the end, there was enough Blue Jays fans here that they caved and played it, with the audio on in English. So the Bloom Lobby Bar. Come down here, get yourself a cocktail in the evening, before or after dinner. Maybe a scoop of ice cream. The Moe vending machine. Little baby bottles, I think they're like 95 bucks American, which is fun. This is, I think, the wedding booking, or maybe photos. I quite honestly have just seen this for the first time. And then your classic store with all your odds and ends. And it actually is a pharmacy as well, so if you require any medical attention while you're here, they have it. All right. And your overpriced jewelry. Sterling silver, whatever. That's the Bloom Lobby Bar. Onward. We'll have a little peruse around the main pool and pool deck. And forgive me, my this brushed concrete is making my Birkenstock squeak, so I might have to deal with that through the video. This is a fairly accessible resort for those with mobility issues, which is always a plus. So quite the grand deck here. Again, this property's not on the beach, so they have to make up for it in offering these pretty vast pool deck. There's two main pools here, and you can see the built-in, or the water spin bikes, they stay here. This pool is used less because it's kind of shady. That is shady. Until the afternoon.
And Pilates and yoga.
Pilates. Oh yeah, we'll get over there. And not to breeze over this, we'll get into this in a little bit, but this is the second half of the resort. It's not open, it's currently a construction zone. It's allegedly supposed to be a Dreams, but we did speak with a real estate brokerage that was here yesterday, and it sounds like they're gonna parcel them off as residences, which is interesting. But that could all be speculation, who knows? Only time will tell. But it is quite eerie because at night it's just a dark building, which is really weird, but there's zero construction going on over there. So this is the main pool. There's a swim up bar, a nice like dual ledge so you can kind of hang out in like, you know, ankle deep water and chill in the little chairs. This is the hub. So this is like your dry bar, I guess. Ample seating. We've been here the better part of a week and occupancy is right around 70%. We haven't had a fight for a chair. Towel service is great. That's a plus about being an adults only property, is that families aren't taking up, you know, vast amounts of chairs. But there's all these little rentable Bali bed areas, which have sand, which is interesting because obviously wet feet, and then you track it into the pool. So like I mentioned, ample seating. We've hung out here a couple days. We mostly utilize the Vantage Club pool on the roof, which we will see here shortly. They have nightly nightly entertainment down here. Little hot tub. I can confirm the pool is not heated, but it's not frigid either. This upper bar hasn't been open. It doesn't look like it is open. The beer taps look quite ruined, old. All right, this is the food truck, which is only open on the weekends. And I mean, haven't even really experienced it because it's kind of open. It keeps very odd hours. But at night, this place, Amber, they do experiential tastings and stuff, but you can also just rock up and grab yourself a drink. Again, the boho chic, which I'm a big fan of, as is our director, Nadine. And you'll see here as we get further into the review, it's kind of, I keep calling it like Blade Runner-esque, retro futuristic meets boho, because it's like a lot of like brutalism, concrete, and glass. It's an impressive structure, but it gives you those kind of, you know, retro futuristic vibes. Everything's like just concrete, which is a bit of a downside with the echoes. But I love this place. I've been loving this place. I would highly recommend coming here. For the price point, the food's been great. Entertainment's kind of sparse, but they do have entertainment. Again, these giant decks. This is raised, as you can tell. There's some sport carts in the background that have not been utilized whatsoever. I don't think I've seen a single soul out there. But these decks are like 25 feet off the ground. It's kind of spooky at night because you can see through the wooden planks, and it gives you a little bit of vertigo. But that's the Vivid Bites, the food truck I mentioned. It really hasn't been open. Keeps odd hours. I think it's only open on the weekends. So last night was Halloween and they had it all decorated, which was fun. Face painting and spooky treats. Again, this runs the whole length of the property. These are the mangroves to the, not the bay side, but the ocean's on our right here, and the mangroves to our left. There are crocodiles about, so keep your wits. This takes you down to the main pool again. We'll continue on. Give you a bit of an idea of, we are quite high. So under these I guess deck structure, they keep a little bit of a garden and like I guess cultivate some fruits or some vegetables for some of the restaurants. Which is kind of interesting, sustainable to a degree. One of my favorite parts is this joint, the sunken pit. They got a gas fireplace rocking at night. I believe are these cushioned? Yeah, so they throw cushions down here at night. And there was a guy playing a guitar, the Mexican Morgan Wallen. The guy was ripping. It was great. But it's a great little conversation pit. Again, but at 70% capacity, and there's so many seating options, it never really felt busy. So that can be a plus, but sometimes, you know, you want to hang out and yap with people. You know, look at the property. The stacked resort. Love them or hate them. You know, a lot of these inclusives are, you know, sprawling properties, but this is quite contained. Ample seating. I feel like I've said that 30 times, but I'm gonna keep saying it. So these are reservable. I'm not sure why you'd want to reserve a seating so far away from the pool, but to each their own. And this property is only a year and a half old, so you know, it's going to take some time to grow in, and there's obviously always going to be some improvements made along the way. Very quiet corner of the resort. This is fresh ceviche, which isn't open yet, but they are in the process of. I think you can come up here for a nice lunch. Ceviche. Back down to the quiet side of the pool, and I'll show you the yoga and Pilates, the floating yoga and Pilates, which is fun. This is all lit up at night. Nice photo ops everywhere. It's a very photogenic property, eh, art director? See, oh. Art director Nadine's been working on her Spanish this week. It's super fun. I'm sure you've seen these at other properties. Great for your core strength. Let's have a look at the the property menu here, or map. The pet zone. I didn't even notice that. Not sure what that is, to be honest. Of course, the sport courts, which don't look anything like that. We're over here. Interesting enough. While we're over here, let's go have a little look at the property yet to come. The property to be named. Again, they're calling it, it's going to be a dreams property, but kind of heard rumors of other things. That's the hall, it's saying, the salon. That maybe it's like the wedding venue? There's really nothing to do on this side of the resort, so I haven't even seen that place. For those interested. So, it looks mostly completed, but you can see, like, it was varnished or lacquered at one point in time, but the sun has just absolutely killed it. Pools are full, well, mostly full. Broken glass everywhere, so it's very eerie. Again, it goes with like the aesthetic of the property. It's like the world stopped. Look. Now let's go, we'll head up to the next level. They have this property kind of like split on the floors like most buildings, but it's like the food and beverage level, the spa level, and then the Vantage Club on the roof, which is where we've spent most of our days. It's great. So we'll go have a look at that. A fun elevator. I could see how if it was busy, you could really get behind here. So we'll go to food and beverage. This is kind of like a little look at the directory. They claim there are 10 restaurants, but definitely not 10 restaurants open. So down here, this is like your buffets, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And they start serving alcohol quite early, which has been uncommon of late. I find a lot of resorts, especially in Mexico, start serving alcohol later and later in the day. So there are 2 restaurants down here. This is the Italian, which we were at last night, and Nadine had enjoyed her meal. It was medium, it was fine, but pretty cool. So I've stumbled. So this is where the secret bar is. Serenity. And for those who are interested, the password is chimichanga. But no one really says anything about it, so you kind of have to suss it out yourselves. And you just seen me do that in real time. This is the bookable wine experience. And I guess if you come with a large party. So pretty cool. I mean, the vibes are cool. Oh, we've lost art director Nadine. Continue. Oh, pizza oven. The food's been great. Excuse me, the food has been great here. In my opinion, I've really enjoyed myself. Want to rip the menu right there. Take a picture. So this is the Mexican restaurant, I believe. Let's see if we can go in and have a look. Great colors. Did we enjoy dinner here? No. It's pretty cool. Very similar. The floor plate layouts are, I mean, a giant rectangle. Nice little lounge area. If you're waiting for dinner, or have a little post-dinner aperitivo or digestif rather. The one thing I found interesting about this property was instead of just having a boring hallway, like emergency stairs or whatever, why not gussy it up a bit? Well done. Your daily list of activities, it stays pretty much the same. Oh, it stays pretty much the same, but it is handy to have. It's handy to have, so you can have an idea of what's going on. We're gonna go check out the spa. All right, this is the spa, or the temporary spa. Hola. So they've just converted, this is I'm assuming like a master suite, I think, into, yes, it's a master suite, into a temporary spa as they work on I guess a more permanent location. So interesting, but I mean, it makes sense. It's useful, and then you can kind of have like a private room. They've got them set up as couple rooms or single rooms. So this is just your standard entry-level room that they've taken the beds out and put massage beds in. They got nice music playing. It smells incredible in here. But I guess, hey, make use what you can. Oh. This is on the second floor, so I mean, it's a great way to utilize rooms that are probably less appealing because they're on the lower floors.
This is the relaxation room.
This is okay, so like pre-post massage, come hang out, enjoy the view. Enjoy green juice or coffee. A single wrapped apple. That's interesting. Onward.
You have a little essential of me.
Okay, and that's the spa. This is here on the second floor, so if you're looking at receiving services. And what services do you offer? You offer massages?
Massages, facials, and body scrubs.
There we go. And they are in the works of finding a more permanent home, hopefully, which will include hydrotherapy and whatnot. To the Vantage Club we go. Alrighty, we have reached the pinnacle. Welcome to the Vantage Club. So this is obviously an upgraded option. I believe you can upgrade upon check-in. I think it's $50 USD a day. You come in, you check in with this gentleman, tell him your room number, hola, and then take advantage of this beautiful Vantage. It's always awkward filming people, but it's the, comes with the territory. So this is where we have hung out. Of course, the gym, which will be a first look for me, because as I always say, I'm not one who takes advantage. But those who are interested, they have a lot of equipment and lots of Pelotons and Peloton treadmills. Holy smokes. So you're taking the view while you put in some work. It's been very well utilized throughout the entire day. But let's go check out where the real action happens. So this is where we've been hanging out in this end of the pool, or this end of the roof. Again, the pools are not heated, but after a few cervezas and a sunburn or two, it's quite a refreshing dip. So, a somewhat sketchy walk path. I'm surprised. This must be an insurance nightmare. But I've yet to see anyone trip or fall. Gorgeous views. And then to the other end, which includes your Japanese restaurant, which doubles as a breakfast restaurant in the morning. And I believe it's accessible to, the Japanese is accessible to everyone. And then the breakfast is only Vantage Club members and UVC members. Ample seating, once again. Service is great. Lots of fun employees offering great drinks, suggestions. So as mentioned, you're gonna do breakfast here, and then it switches to the Japanese restaurant at night, which is really good. Highly recommend. Who doesn't love a rooftop? It can be a little windy at times up here, and I know that's an ongoing concern in the Facebook groups, but it hasn't been for us. It's actually been quite still and very hot. But unlimited views of the lagoon and airport and the golf course, which the property is located adjacent to. They're not a part of. But I know you get a preferred rate if you were to want to play some golf. Of course, it's in great shape for those golfers out there. And you have the thrill of potentially being eaten by a crocodile, kind of like Chubbs. Lose your hand. So we're across from the Ibero Star. Obviously downtown Cancun's that way. And the beach club, the aforementioned beach club, is just around the corner over there. It's about a 5-minute bus ride. That, my friends, is the Hyatt Vivid Grand Island in beautiful Cancun, Mexico. I highly recommend checking them out. The price is right. It's adults only. It's obviously a new property, so they're still working at the kinks, but you're gonna have a blast. Tell them Resort Review sent them. Who sent you? Peace and love, y'all. Enjoy.